Today on the Chat and Chew Show.
One lady I went on a date with, she was unique. I would say that. She tried to be too aggressive. I didn't like that. She wore a Dallas Cowboy jersey. I ain't like that at all. Tried to leave her house, but let me leave. Like, I want to go. This done. It's over with. But next time I got a text from her, she had like a little emoji with a little triangle sign, a lady with a dress on, holding her head in a knife. I was like, yeah, it's done, short. You being blocked. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this again.
Hey, it's Carla, aka Home Cook K, and today I'm in my humble kitchen with a salad recipe.
Well, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Chat and Chew Show virtual dinner party. My name is Betty, and I'm going to be one of your hosts, along with
Roxanne.
It's like, unmute yourself. And because it's a dinner party, I think a few of us brought some food. I'm going to introduce the rest of our guests here in a moment, but I'd like for us to just bring your food out. Roxy, why don't you bring your food out and tell us what you brought for dinner?
So I have, it's my favorite takeout. It's from Mom's. And so they call it a Moeller Bowl. I'm not sure why it's called that, but there's like rice, quinoa, peppers, avocado, sorry, Betty, carrots, and some sort of dressing and kale. It's like all mixed in there.
Nice.
And it's yummy.
Very nice.
What do you have?
I have a bowl of lettuce. No. My husband actually went to Chipotle, and so I got like a Chipotle bowl. But and we have our producer with us, Miss Producer Vanessa. What do you have?
Oh, let's see. It's chicken salad.
Yummy.
Yeah,
Yummy.
that's good.
Good. Well, again, welcome to the Chat and Chew Show, our virtual dinner party. This is the first time we're doing something like this, and we are super, super thrilled that you joined us. And as you guys know, the Chat and Chew Show is put together. Our intention is to empower people to do their relationships better. And not just romantic relationships, but any kind of relationship that you're in. We want to help you to be able to do that better. So we want to give you some tips and tools that you can use in real life today, once you're done watching this show, to be able to make your relationship better. You know why? Because sometimes relationships can be really, really difficult. Even people you love, wanting to be able to get along with them. And today we have some really, really special guests with us. And Roxy is going to introduce our guests.
Oh, sure. So today we have with us Johnny. If you could wave, Johnny. Hi, Johnny. And we have
Hi, Johnny.
we have Vic. Could you wave, Vic? And Brandon, could you wave to the people, Brandon? So I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was episode like 22 and 23. It was a 2-part. And we were like, oh my gosh, these women found their husbands online, like their husbands, not like just a good guy. And so they told us like their stories about them and how they met them and also the criteria that they had. And so now we get to hear the other side of that story. Like, were they telling the truth? Are there some things that they messed up or like tweaked a little bit? Dun, dun, dun. And so we will see, but also we'll get to see what, men are looking for online as well.
This is a really interesting topic, and one is because I've been married for 31 years and there was no computer when I was dating. Really, there wasn't. No one had personal computers. And so the thought of actually finding a life partner on your computer was very foreign to me. And it was interesting talking to the wives to find out about how they actually found, someone that they're going to spend the rest of their life with. Now, I've heard other online stories, like Roxanne has a lot of them where, not a lot, but a few, where she has had some horror stories from her online dating. And so to hear it from a different vantage point was really good. But I'm so glad we're doing the show today because we heard from the ladies, their point of view, but to hear the guy's point of view is really big.
Yeah. So I just want to start off real quick. Can you tell us who you are married to and how long you guys have been married. Oh, I think you may be on mute.
Who's going first?
Oh, Vic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. My name is Vic. I'm married to Jamel. Our anniversary was August 11th, so about 13 months we've been married.
Wow. And Brandon?
My name is Brandon. I'm married to Ashley, and we've been married for 4 years now.
Nice. And Johnny?
Last but not least, my name is Johnny. I'm married to Corinne, and we just got married August 8th of this year. So, about a month and a half now.
Nice. Congratulations. And how were you married during the pandemic? My goodness.
That was, we could talk about that later, though.
That's another episode altogether, huh?
No question.
Cool.
Yeah, so gentlemen, let me ask you also, why dating online? Like this, as opposed to like meeting someone at the mall or at a club or at church even, what made you, and we'll start with Vic, what made you decide to go that route, to date online?
I think a friend of mine told me about it. And it was different sites you could get on just to have a different outlook on how to meet somebody. I don't really go out that much. I usually work a lot, or I used to stay at home with my kids. We stay home and joke around a little bit. But it was something different to try, and it worked out for me.
Did you have any like apprehension about getting online initially, or were you just like, okay, I'm gonna just try this?
No, I thought I would just try it. I put my profile out there as what I was trying to I guess find or look for.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were pretty good. Some of them was way, way off. And, what they were saying, I was like, ooh, they got some issues. But, if you pan through some you look at, some you don't. I was looking for somebody that didn't live too far away. That was one of my first things. We had a job.
Well,
those are two of my priorities. Where you live at, you have a job. Make sure you wasn't crazy. I mean, I had one person that was way off to the left, so I was like, yeah, this for me. And then I went to a different site, Plenty of Fish, and then I met Jamel.
Okay.
Well, I had a few of them come past for Jamel, but her and I communicated more.
Okay. Were you doing both, like online dating and trying to pursue other relationships outside of?
I don't really think so. Like I said, I worked a lot.
Okay.
I mean, somebody come past and can't resist all this. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Where is Jamel when you need her? Where?
Upstairs.
That is funny. That's cool. And
No,
then
it was just, I'm older than most of them, so I was looking for something different. I was trying to find somebody that was opposite of me. Because if you're opposite, you should match up pretty well. Some things Jamel and I have in common, some things we didn't have in common, but I figured out if where she's weak, I can be strong, and where she's strong, vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I was really looking for, somebody that was compatible with.
And then how about you, Johnny? Same question, were you like, what made you go to online dating as opposed to like finding someone, somewhere else?
I've done online dating before, but on this particular round, I had just probably a year or so before I met Corinne. I had just got out of an engagement, and so my colleague was like, Johnny, I want you to get right back in the game. You can't let that, that nonsense go, And so she actually ended up introducing me to Plenty of Fish. And so I pretty much kind of did the in-person and dating online stuff up until I met Corinne.
No, what is Plenty of Fish? Is that a site or is that?
Yeah, it's a dating. Plenty of Fish is a dating site.
Oh, okay.
It's quite a few out there, but that's the one that Corinne and I met on.
And then how about you, Brandon?
Me getting on online dating was kind of by like happenstance. A coworker actually told me about it. I too was just getting out of a relationship, probably about a good year or so. So I just got out of that relationship. They told me about it. They told me that, hey, I think you should, give this a chance here, and see what happens. I definitely did not want to do it at all. It wasn't that I was against online dating. I worked a lot, just like, Vic, I work a lot. So I was just like, okay, I'm not really going to have a lot of time for this. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you know what? I tell you what, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a few months, and if nothing happens, I'm done with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Vic, let me find out from you. I think you may have said this already. When you were creating your profile, you already had some things in your profile. Were you using your profile to attract the type of woman that you wanted, or were you just trying to put things in your profile that this is who I am? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it was pretty much a little bit of both.
Okay.
This is me, this is how I am, this is what I'm looking for. These are some of the things I like in a person. Some of my hobbies, some things I like doing when I'm not working, like Brandon.
Okay.
Things like that. It wasn't anything really deep. It's like, hey, I'm so and so years old, trying to find some things to do, spend some time with somebody. I think I put in there, it's one of me and Jamel's topics, that I didn't want to get married unless the right person came around or the right situation came around. That's one of the things that she responded to. She texted me back, saying, your statement is conflicting. I'm like, oh, she gonna tell me what I said? I know what I said. I know what I meant. And then we just started talking, and over a period of time, we kind of hit off. Then we realized we knew each other.
Yeah.
That was the fun part about it. Yeah, I think she told y'all that before. But one lady I went on a date with, she was unique. I'll just say that. She tried to be too aggressive. I didn't like that. She wore a Dallas Cowboy jersey. I ain't like that at all. Tried to leave her house, but let me leave. Like, I want to go. It's done. It's over with.
Oh, wow.
But the next time I got a text from her, she had like a little emoji with the little triangle sign, a lady with a dress on, holding her head in the knife. I was like, yeah, you done, shorty. You being blocked. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this again. And then, like I said, me and Jamel, like, oh yeah, we know each other, blah, blah, blah.
Now, a delicious word. Let's chew.
Hey, it's Carla, aka Home Cook K, and today I'm in my humble kitchen with a salad recipe. So I typically use arugula or spinach in my salad, and a few months ago I decided to try something new and came across this bacon and Brussels sprout recipe. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients, but it does take some time to prep. For your ingredients, you'll need 1 lemon, 1 orange, 1 shallot, half a cup of olive oil, salt and pepper, 4 slices of bacon, 2 dozen Brussels sprouts, and Parmesan cheese. So start by cooking the bacon and then crumble it up. I use turkey bacon, so I needed to chop it. Next, mince your shallots and throw them into a large bowl with the juice of the lemon and the juice of the orange. Pour the olive oil into the bowl while whisking to have it get a creamy texture. Add a generous amount of salt and pepper to this dressing mix, cover it, and stick it in the fridge. Next, prep the Brussels sprouts for the salad. Since I don't have a Madeleine, I used a food processor to make a slaw texture. You could also do this by hand, but just know chopping it by hand will take a long time. In a large bowl, mix the sprout slaw, bacon bits, cheese, and then top it with dressing. That's it. A simple recipe, simple ingredients with a lot of fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. If you use turkey bacon, I recommend adding salt and pepper to the salad at the end to boost the flavor. You can also replace the shallot with red onion and add some slices of apples just to have even more flavor. If you eat nuts, add some almonds to the food processor and then add them to the salad for added protein. I hope you enjoy.
My profile was very basic. It was, this is who I am, accept me or not. So, no, I definitely did put a little bit of effort in it. I did. Because if I'm going to try something, I'm going to give it my all. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah.
So Johnny, so it sounds like everybody has to create a profile. Were you reading like profiles for real in real life? Because what I've heard is that a lot of times guys don't even read the profiles. They just like look at the picture and say, I'm going to contact her.
Man, you do both. I mean, you're going to look at the pictures, of course, because, you know, men are visual. Mm-hmm. But you also, like, for me, because dating at that point was purposeful for me, I was looking for someone that I wanted to be with. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I was going to read the profiles and then, you know, respond to those that, you know, that interest me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely did that.
Okay, cool. So do you think, Johnny, it's a good thing for women who are considering online dating to spend time and energy on their profiles?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, one of the things that I saw was that some women wrote books under the description. After probably like the first paragraph, I'm done. I'm not reading all that.
Didn't want 2 sentences.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, make sure that whatever you're gonna write, make sure it's brief, but to the point. Because, you know, yeah, we're gonna read it, but we're not gonna read the whole narrative.
So spelling.
That was a big thing.
So I'm hearing that we need right. I'm hearing that we need an executive summary and not a book, correct? And then
no books.
Do you pay attention to spelling and grammar when you are reading her profile? Is that a deal breaker? If she can't quite.
Yeah, it is, because I can't, because I work in education. So, and I deal with students. And so I read a lot of essays and stuff, and, you know, I can kind of tell where you are educational wise. So it is important that you know, represent yourself well in those descriptions.
But I want to get to though, like, you know, your wives and what stood out about them. Like Vic, you mentioned that you knew your wife, and so that was like a factor. But what else stood out to when you were like, okay, this person I want to pursue a little further and will eventually marry?
Well, we dated for I think like 4 to 5 years. I think 5 years before, you know, we got married.
No.
I'm gonna say, well, we like some of the same things. We both were about our family and taking care of business. Kids, I met her kids. They seemed to get along pretty well. We, you know, they all kind of bonded, and it was cool. You know.
You were like, take me as I am, and it is what it is. But like, what was it about Ashley that stood out?
She said, "Come on, I'm good." No.
You know what? I was just looking for somebody, honestly, that really can put some organization to my crazy, because I'm all over the place. So I really needed somebody to be able to help me organize things in life. And she does that. Spelling is definitely important. I set something up rather quickly. We went on our first date, and it was I knew,
Wow.
and
Wow.
yeah.
This is so great. And I just want to point out that that is such like an important and thoughtful step to do that reflecting too. Because I'm, as a person who's been divorced, I know like my first inclination, just the natural knee-jerk reaction, is to try to fix what broke by just replacing that with another person. And like, okay, this marriage broke, so let me get another person and make something work, just for the sake of saying I had a marriage that works now, even though it wouldn't have been real. So it's
One
like,
thing is that I realized when you get married, unless you come from a married household, how do you really know how to be married? If you haven't seen a good couple.
Yeah.
So I had a friend of mine named Steve Lilly. We still cool today. I watched how he was, and I did what he did in his first marriage. He said, I never argue. He never raised his voice. Said, you ain't gonna win anyway, so what you fussing for? I was like, good point. He ain't gonna win. He never yelled at his kids. So I watched what he did, and over time I watched people that I thought were in good marriages. I took the good from them, left the bad with them, and tried to create my own. And what I thought was right in the first marriage, be a good husband, work hard, take care of the kids, provide for the family, nice house, do things together. They worked for a certain time. And then I think in that one, we kind of just grew apart. We used to have some good kids out of it, so it wasn't that bad after all. But if you don't know how to be married or seen a good marriage, how do you know what to do? There's no class. There's nothing that says A, B, C, D. It's not going to work. Everybody's different.
Right.
But I do know going to church, because I wasn't going to church for a while, but then going to church, sitting under cool man, Pastor Brew, enlightened me.
Yeah. That's what's up. So I want to also get to Johnny and Corinne and just find out what your story was and what was it about Corinne that stood out to you? Because it seems like everyone has something different, and this is kind of cool. So what stood out when you were going through that dating app?
For me, it was a lot of things about her. But I remember one thing that really kind of spoke to me was the fact, I mean, she was funny, beautiful, all that stuff.
So we're going to be ending here shortly. I have one more question, and then we're going to take questions from our Facebook audience. So Vic, give me one thing that you would tell a person who is considering online dating, like a piece of advice you would give a person. Oh, you can unmute yourself.
Move slow. Don't get caught up in the pictures. Read carefully and just observe. Observe the person and see if their profile matches them.
Huh, interesting. And then how about you, Brandon?
I'd actually say that just take your time. You have to go in it with the right mindset. Stick to your principles, what it is that you want.
Good. Johnny?
It has to be purposeful. Because I've done online dating before, and just to do casual dating that way. I mean, if that's where your mindset is, okay. But if you're looking for someone special, it has to be purposeful. You have to actually go back, think about the things that you really want, and stick to your guns.
Wow.
Really know what your non-negotiables are, and then pursue those people that fit into that.
So what I hear all of you gentlemen saying is take your time, go in with a plan or a purpose of why you're doing this, and then be clear, and then don't just settle. And I think if you are interested in doing online dating, that is some excellent advice, that you don't just accept whatever comes down the pike, but then that you can wait and then have a choice in the matter. All right, Miss Vanessa, you got a couple questions for us?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I should get off mute first, right?
Okay.
So one of our listeners wants to know, how do I know when a man is serious? Anybody can take it.
Action. It's simple. I mean, if he's serious, his actions align up. There's no guessing game. You have to guess. I mean,
Your actions, you can write down what you want to, you can say what you want to say, but your actions gonna actually speak for that. Because you can forget what you say, but your characteristics, how you carry yourself, that's gonna be the telltale sign.
Wow, that's good. Mm-hmm. Well, gentlemen, this was really, really interesting. It was so good to hear from you guys. I think you guys gave, if anybody's considering online, you guys gave some really good information. I think the biggest thing I took away from it is wait. You don't have to be in a rush. What you said, Vic, was huge, that, you know, what is 5 years in a lifetime? Mm-hmm. And it helped you work out kinks. And I think a lot of times people are super desperate and they've been like, I've been waiting, I'm 35, I'm 40, and I've been waiting. I'm just going to choose whoever comes along and don't pay attention to the red flags, you know? So the biggest thing I think is just waiting, have a plan, you know what you're going into. And I would add another one, get advice from other people. Don't just be choosing and then you, next thing we know, you come back married. We're like, what happened? You know?
You know, I said, Lord, you know, send me somebody that you want me to have a mate for me. I said, I'll pick something that was cool, something that wasn't. I said, but if don't work, it ain't my fault this time. You know, this one you sent.
You don't blame God.
So he sent a good one. So I'm good.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you guys again so much for joining us. And you guys on Facebook, this is our first time doing this, our virtual dinner party. And we were just super thrilled to have you guys with us. Again, we are the Chat and Chew Show, and we have a new episode every Tuesday. We're in fact in season 2 now. We are brand new to all of this, but we'd love for you to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it, and then invite people to join us. And so, again, thank you so much. My name is Betty.
And I'm Roxanne.
And we got our producer, Miss
Vanessa.
And thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Bye, everyone. This show was brought to you by the Chat and Chew Company. Music by Elwood Jones. Lyrics by Roxanne. Bring a Chat and Chew live event to your organization. Contact us at chatandchewshow@gmail.com.